Welcome to English Universe. In this lesson, you will improve your English by listening to a story. Listen carefully and repeat after me to practice pronunciation. Let's begin. My name is Emily and I want to share a secret with you. It's the secret to learning fast. I didn't always know this secret, and for a long time I struggled. I spent hours studying, but I made very little progress. I tried different methods, but nothing seemed to work. Then one day I discovered something that changed everything. Growing up, I was never the best student. I would sit in class, take notes, and try my best to understand the lessons. But no matter how hard I studied, I always felt like I was behind. I watched my classmates answer questions easily while I hesitated. I envied those who seemed to learn effortlessly. I thought maybe I just wasn't smart enough. This feeling continued for years. I would study late at night, rereading the same textbook pages over and over, hoping that the information would stick. But the next day, I would forget most of what I had read. It was frustrating. I began to think that learning quickly was something only a few people could do. I believed that I wasn't one of them. One day, everything changed. I was in college, struggling with my courses as usual. I had a friend named Sarah. She was one of the smartest people I knew. She always seemed to understand things immediately. One afternoon, I finally asked her, "Sarah, how do you learn so fast? What's your secret?" She smiled and said, "I don't just read things. I interact with them. Learning isn't about memorizing, it's about using what you learn." I was confused. "What do you mean?" I asked. She explained that she never just read a book or listened to a lecture. Instead, she actively engaged with the material. She asked questions, explained things to others, and applied what she learned in real life. She said, "The brain remembers what it uses. If you don't use it, you lose it." Her words stuck with me. I decided to try her method. That evening, instead of passively reading my textbook, I took a different approach. I read a paragraph and then tried to explain it in my own words. I imagined teaching it to someone else. First, it felt strange. But after a while, I noticed something amazing. I actually understood the material better. I started applying this method to everything. If I was learning new vocabulary, I would use the words in sentences throughout the day. If I read something interesting, I would tell a friend about it. When I watched a video, I would pause and summarize what I had just learned. The more I practiced, the easier it became. Soon I discovered another secret: repetition with variation. Instead of reading the same thing over and over, I would find different ways to learn the same concept. I would watch a video, read an article, listen to a podcast, and discuss it with a friend. This made learning more interesting and helped me remember things for a long time. I also started making mistakes on purpose. This may sound strange, but I learned that mistakes are one of the fastest ways to improve. When I tried to speak a new language, I made mistakes all the time. But every mistake taught me something new. I realized that people don't remember the times they got things right, they remember the times they got things wrong and corrected them. Over time, I became a completely different learner. I was no longer struggling to keep up. I felt confident. I was learning faster than ever before. I realized that intelligence wasn't about being born smart, it was about knowing how to learn. If you want to learn fast, don't just read. Don't just listen. Engage. Explain what you learn. Use it in real life. Find different ways to study the same thing. Make mistakes and learn from them. The more active you are in your learning, the faster you will improve. Thank you for listening to English Universe. Keep practicing and see you next time.